South Carolina.
Yeah!
Here we have R.D. Schroeder. It's also in South Carolina, Hollywood. It's about a mile from St. Paul's, and their motto is, "Failure is not an option," though apparently being closed is. Here we have Ashley Hall, which is a private school, and it's in urban of Charleston, and it's a very nice upscale and privately owned. People pay a lot of money, and it's a great place.
This is the real deal from Teal.
Well, as nice as Ashley Hall is, I must admit there's a lack of diversity, I'd say, and there's a feeling of isolation, and it's a little bit secluded as compared to the other schools. The teachers we talked to seemed not as friendly and open as we may hope, but I guess that's how it is with a strict curriculum and paying a lot to go here.
Or snobby! Or snobby!
Here we have Moultrie Middle School. It's located right near Charleston, and it's a beautiful school, and I think it's set up very well.
Thank you!
Our school decided to focus on Moultrie Middle School in Mount Pleasant. We felt we received the best answers for the set of interview questions from Mrs. Davitt, a 6th grade teacher at Moultrie. During the interview, her passion for teaching really showed through, and we received a very warm welcome from her.
Ms. Davitt works at Moultrie Middle School as a 6th grade English language arts teacher. She was definitely our favorite of the 3 people that we interviewed. She had a lot to say. You could really tell that she loved her job. And she had a really fun classroom. She had to, kick students out so we could do the interview and everything. And she had a lot of answers and great things to say to our interview questions. And she was really warm and welcoming and put us at ease because we were really nervous since this was our first interview that we were conducting. So she, I don't know if it was because she was younger. She's pretty young, and she went to the College of Charleston. So she was just a fun lady and had a lot to say. To start off, we asked each teacher what brought them into the profession of teaching, and Miss Davitt said that as a child she always loved playing school and going to school, and she would grade fake papers and give herself quizzes and things like that, and that she's always admired her teachers, and she really did it for the feeling and not for the money.
Miss Lane from Ashley Hall said she knew that she loved English but had no idea until her senior year at Vanderbilt what she wanted to do.
And Carl from St. Paul's Country Day School said it was pure chance.
For our second question, we asked the teachers how they dealt with behavioral problems.
Ms. Davitt from Moultrie Middle School told us that the school has a system where you get a verbal warning, and then the student has their name written on the board, and after that they get lunch or recess detention, and if the problem persists, they have a meeting with the parents, the counselors, and the principal, and that usually fixes the problem.
Miss Lane from Ashley Hall says she talks to the girl privately, and the school has a system of Saturday school for just about anything, and it's about 2 hours every Saturday. And Carl Yackey from the Country Day School says because the classroom sizes are so small, there isn't too much behavioral problems, but the discipline plan is designated by the principal. Approaching culturally diverse students.
Ms. Davitt deals with her culturally diverse students by playing music in her classrooms that are from other areas of the world, as well as grouping the students on a weekly or daily basis based on their favorite colors or the color that they're wearing that day or their favorite foods or things like that. She tries to emphasize the similarities, not the differences between her students. Also, she says that she has a lot of low SES students, so she sends notes to their homes addressed to them just to let them know that, good job on that spelling test or whatever, just to let them know that she's there and that they do have her support. And she also uses books and things like that to bring in other cultures.
And what did Miss Lane say from Ashley Hall?
Miss Lane from Ashley Hall said that She approaches all of the girls the same, but they don't have a lot of cultural or economic diversity at Ashley Hall.
What did Mr. Yaki say?
Mr. Yaki said that they have a lot of African American students and Latino students at their school, and that they try to bridge the gap, but he didn't elaborate on how, so we have no idea how they bridge that gap. But he did say that they have culturally diverse staff as well as textbooks.
But these textbooks, I don't know how they're chosen, so we didn't get to see the textbooks either.
Okay. So for our next question, we asked each teacher about the standards, and Ms. Davitt said that she does have to follow the standards and have them posted on the wall in her classroom, but she has a little bit of wiggle room.
Miss Lane, on the other hand, has a lot of freedom in the classroom, and she gets to explore anything she wants, and she gets to show movies and talk to kids about whatever subject she'd like to. And she has a lot of wiggle room, and she doesn't necessarily have to turn anything in for her curriculum.
And Mr. Yaki, like himself, says really shortly, like, there are no standards. So there you go.
And Ms. Davitt to turn in a lesson plan and things like that and have things approved, unlike the other. So we asked all the teachers if they felt like they received enough funding for books and supplies, and Ms. Davitt said yes, definitely more than enough, but she does pay out of pocket for a few things like that go on her wall. But she told us that Winstore in West Ashley was really cheap, and that it's not expensive to decorate your classroom, and it makes for a better learning environment. But they definitely have enough books and desks and things of that nature.
And Carl Yaki from Country Day School said that he sometimes has to pay out of pocket for extra supplies.
But you can take it from your taxes.
You can take it from your taxes.
We would like to share some advice with you guys that we received on these interviews. Ms. Davitt's little piece of advice would be that you have to think of your classroom as your stage, and you have to get up there every day and put on an act to keep these students involved and engaged. And also she said don't smile until December.
Carl Yaki from the private Country Day School out in Hollywood said everything you say and do will become dinner conversation, and the first year of teaching is the hardest. And he said, this is full quotations, start out hard and then let up the reins. Don't start out being their best friend. And also, I don't think he really wants you to become too involved with the student, because he says it creates a lot of weird personal problems.